Hello guys and welcome back to the NXcast podcast. I am Tom from Nintendo Extremists and today I am being joined by
Matt.
Hive.
Ambience.
And guys, we hope you all had a great Easter weekend. I know I did. Lots of chocolate, but I've now a lot fatter than what I was last time. So, cheers chocolate. And today we have got some more topics for you guys, and we don't know how long this podcast is going to be. So, well, I mean, like you guys know, but we don't. So, yeah. So I think I'll start with my topic today. That's going to be asking you guys, what video game console or series or both do you think is incredibly underrated? Now, if you guys watch our channel, then me and my channel, then you guys know that we like to poke fun at a lot of overrated stuff, and we've done a few underrated stuff as well, like Dr. Mario being our latest one. And so I just want to hear what you guys think is, in my opinion, is really underrated. But I think I'm going to start. So I think for me, the most underrated console, and I've said this before, for me it has to be the GameCube. I just think,
Indeed, yeah.
I just think the GameCube, it's got a great library of games. For me, I could go as far as saying probably top three of Nintendo consoles for like game library. I love it a lot.
It's got a very diverse range of Mario too.
Yeah,
It's best for Mario spin-offs.
yeah. I mean, in my opinion, I think the GameCube is like the last Nintendo console to like really use all of like the main IPs, which unfortunately we haven't seen in the last few years, but that's okay. And I mean, honestly, I think it's just a shame that the GameCube's like storage is the reason why it hasn't performed well. Which I mean, like I'm pretty sure the GameCube like only barely outsold the Wii U, so that kind of shows a little bit. But yeah, honestly, I love the GameCube. I love it a lot, and for me, I think the most underrated video game series / game, I think as me already know this one as well, Earthbound. That's all the Mother series in general. Basically, I think Earthbound it deserves a lot more praise than what it has gotten, because it is a really good game. It's a really good game. It is long. I'll admit that. It's quite a long game, which I think is what puts people off it. But if you actually take time to actually play it, it's a really good game. And also, I think the Earthbound community it's really good. Like, I mean, like there are a lot of like well-known Nintendo YouTubers who actually are part of the Earthbound community because they love the game so much. And I also think that because the other two games in that series have only released in Japan, which I think is probably one of the reasons why like the Western audience haven't really had that much exposure to it, is because obviously like only Earthbound was released over here in the West. But honestly, I think it's just a shame that we haven't seen any Earthbound games since, because again, just because like due to this like lack of exposure over here, like people haven't really wanted to see them back. And I mean, like our only like bit of Earthbound that we'll see nowadays is Nathan Lucas being in Smash Bros. That's it. That's the only purpose nowadays, which is a shame to see. It definitely is, but yeah, for me, Earthbound, it's definitely like a must-try video game if you like RPGs, and if you have a lot of time on your hands and you're very patient with games. I definitely recommend giving it a go. Hive, what game or console do you think is very underrated?
I'll start off with the console. I feel like the Sega Dreamcast and the Sega Saturn. More so the Dreamcast, because the Saturn, I understand, it's good if you like arcade style games. If you like any other style of games, it's really not your thing. But if I'm gonna say Dreamcast. Dreamcast is the most underrated. Graphics, very good for the time. It had online play. Built in, first console that ever did it. Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 are stellar. Echo the Dolphin was amazing on it. And I feel like the controller is amazing. The VMUs were innovative. It was ahead of its time. And I really think that if the PlayStation 2 didn't exist, the Dreamcast would have sold more copies, because while Nintendo was sort of off doing its own thing, and yes, the GameCube didn't sell that well, but I feel it's a pity because the PlayStation 2 really stole the show, and a lot of people haven't played any Dreamcast games before.
Mm-hmm. So what game, in your opinion, is most underrated?
What game? Well, I think it comes down to. I'm personally gonna say, oh god, this is hard. A lot of people like Donkey Kong, like the more modern style. Basically, not the arcade games. I'm talking like country onwards, and I think while it's really fun and like I wouldn't say it's underrated, like the people who play it all like it. Like it is, they are all good games. The weakest one in the series is still an incredible game, but I feel like it's definitely underrated. Like example, most underrated game, like period. I think Donkey Kong is a good underrated series. Most underrated game is Donkey Kong 64. It gets so much hate, and I think for two reasons. One, it's looked at 100% at like going for 100% completion. That I wouldn't say it's a nightmare like Crash Bandicoot 4. It takes long though. And two, I think a lot of people listen to the massive YouTubers who reviewed it and just didn't like it, and then sort of got their opinion from that instead of playing it themselves. So I think the most underrated game is Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah, I see that a lot, like with like YouTubers who may or may not like fully understand what the game's about, and maybe like aren't like it isn't their cup of tea, and because of that, their opinions being spread onto like people who haven't played the game either, and are looking for some guidance. And basically, if they're their like favorite YouTubers saying that's not a good game, then obviously they're gonna think it's not a good game, which I think is probably what's halted the sales of quite a few underrated titles across the world over the years. Definitely, especially since YouTube's been since like the whole gaming factor has been a huge part of YouTube for like basically like the last 10 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I think also, that's definitely something that I'm gonna want to probably talk about myself. I feel like YouTubers are definitely impacting gaming as a general in more negatives than positives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just, I mean, like, of course, I mean, like, yeah, it is the job to do it, but at the same time, it's not great. That being quite negative. Ambience, what do you think?
So this one's going to be controversial right out the gate. I know that. The Wii U gets so. I might be the only one in the group here. I'm not sure if I am or not that had a Wii U like when it first came out. And there's a reason that they've ported most of the games on this thing to Switch, because the games were actually really good. You have games like Mario Kart 8, Smash 4, 3D World, Super Mario Maker, Splatoon. Like, the list just goes on. The gamepad, even though they failed to use it in a very interesting way, and most of the games, I think, was a very interesting gimmick. I wish they did more with that along the lines of, like, if you guys have heard of a game called Nintendo Land.
Yeah.
That was an absolute blast. I think it used the gamepad in some pretty creative ways. So I feel like if they made more games like that, then maybe the Wii U would have gotten a little better, or been received a little better. I don't know. I feel like people thought that the Wii U is just trying to piggyback off of the Wii's success, but I actually do think it had some unique things about it. And like I said, there's a reason why all these games have been ported to Switch.
Absolutely, I agree. I mean, like, again, I mean, like, I think the Wii U, the problem there was the marketing. It was the marketing for me. Just because, I mean, like, I didn't know that the Wii actually existed until I saw that Mario Kart 8 was a thing. Like, 2 years after the Wii actually came out. So, I mean, like, again, that just could be my ignorance or just bad marketing, I'm not sure. But yeah, I completely agree, like, with the game library. I mean, like, it is definitely a fantastic set of games there. And honestly, I mean, like, honestly, the Wii U, it's not bad at all. Again, it's just, like, the marketing for me completely let it down. Like, obviously, the Wii U introduced Amiibos. Well, I don't know if it's Wii or 3DS. One of them two introduced Amiibos.
I think it was Wii U that did it first.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it is. I agree. I think it's very underrated. Again, it's just. Yeah, it is underrated. It's just.
Sorry to cut you off there. Mic delay. You can go on.
No, yeah. I mean, it's just, again, the games are great. Again, like I said, which is why they've been ported over the Switch. And I mean, like, I think the reason why people see it as piggybacking off the Wii success is because it's called the Wii U. which
Yeah, that's true. It's marketed like a PS4 Pro, basically. People think, okay, I have a Wii. I don't really want to upgrade to the Wii U because I'm not a hardcore gamer. When in reality, it's a completely different console with completely different games and a lot of different functionality.
yeah, it is. Excuse me. I mean, like, I think the Wii U gamepad, although it was a cool idea, like I said, I mean, like really, apart from like Nintendo Land, it wasn't really executed well, which is a shame. Like I think it's really, really neat gimmick. I mean, then again, it was quite big for a gamepad.
Yeah.
So I think again, size could have been the issue there. And yeah, I mean, Hive, what do you think?
I think two things crippled the Wii U. One, the marketing and advertising was woeful. It was so poorly done. I never saw ads for it on TV. I only found out it existed when Mario Maker came out. I think another thing that let it down on top of the marketing is the power of the console itself. It was up against the PS4 and the Xbox One. And as a console, and I know specs on everything. Like, I'm the kind of person who'd argue that the Sega Saturn was just as good as the PS1, even though it was slightly weaker. Like, specs don't mean everything, but it was significantly weaker. Like, any cross-platform games, which there weren't many. The Wii U had an amazing library, but cross-platform games wasn't really its thing. It's just sort of lacking. But as a console itself, I feel like if you're looking for the same boat as the N64, it has some really good games, but there's only a handful, like 20 or so, that you'd say, yes, I want to play them.
Absolutely, definitely. Okay, great. Matt, any consoles or games you think are underrated?
It was very controversial, but did you ever play the PS Vita?
No.
Yep.
I wanted one.
I think that was a really underrated console. There isn't much to talk about. This is probably more personal. I just really enjoyed that console. I haven't actually got anything to add about it, but I think mine's very biased compared to yours. Yours is like factual. Mine's more biased. And I think one of the most underrated game series is Little Big Planet.
Oh, Little Big Planet's great.
I could not wait for Sackboy Adventure, but that series as a whole was just so good. Yeah, well, that's all I'm going to say.
I mean, like, I think for the PS Vita, I really wanted one back. I think it's like 2015. I wanted one, but I think the problem was, right, they're trying to do what what Nintendo did, like with the DS. So like, obviously, they saw how well the PSP did. So then, oh yeah, we'll make the PS Vita. But I don't know. I think again, because obviously the PS4 was out and thriving. Like, no one really saw any notice of the PS Vita, and I think unlike the Wii U, the marketing was quite good because it was all over like my TV and stuff getting advertised. But I think just like people saw that the PS4 had more storage, the same games. I know, like, why would I buy PS Vita when let's buy a PS4? I think that's probably why it didn't do as well. I think for Little Big Planet, I mean I haven't played it personally, but I've seen like mostly good reviews of the game, and honestly, I mean, again, I think it's just a little exposure. Like, I mean, like, outside of PlayStation, hasn't really been seen, has it?
Yeah, I think, when it comes to the PS Vita, my cousin had the PSP, and I always wanted a PSP. I preferred it to my DS, and I always asked if we could switch, and I always wanted one, but obviously I got a DS. And then when the Vita came out, I sort of looked at it as a mixture between my tablet and the PSP. And whenever the PS Vita came out, I still asked for a PSP that Christmas, and I knew the PS Vita existed. And I think, while it is underrated, like, power-wise and, like, sort of just all-around good games, I feel like what it's missing are good exclusives. That's its weak point. Like, its direct competition, the 3DS, completely blew it out of the water. Like, you've got games like the Pokemon series, you've got Majora's Mask for 3DS, you've got Mario Maker 3DS, New Super Mario Bros. 2, And on the Vita, there wasn't really a whole lot, and I feel like that definitely hit it hard.
Yeah, definitely. So I think that's everything for this topic. We got a lot more of that than I thought, which is great for timing. So Ambience, gonna go ahead with your topic.
Yeah. So my topic today is video game movies, or just video game media in general, like video games outside of video games, basically. So this can be about video game movies. It can be about video game books. I'm going to try to focus mainly on the video game movies portion of it. So as we all know, video game movies have a pretty bad reputation. But I think that's finally actually starting to heal with the release of the Sonic movie and its success. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think.
Do not forget Detective Pikachu. That was a brilliant
Detective
movie.
Pikachu.
That was a really good movie.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like, as I said, I think, like, lately, video game movies have been doing well just because. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like, I think it's just because nowadays there's more effort being put into them. Just because, like, if you haven't remember the whole Sonic movie fiasco with the original design for Sonic, which was just
Oh, that was nightmare fuel.
that was obliterated all over online, and then I think I don't know who it was. I don't know if it's like the designer or somebody just looked saw like that. Everyone was like upset and like, you know what, I'm gonna redesign this hedgehog. The director, I'm gonna redesign this hedgehog to like suit his actual style better. I mean, like how did like come up with that original design?
I actually have an interesting theory. Like, one, before I get into that, I love the Sonic movie and the Pikachu movie. But so, well, this is probably because I'm just a nerd when it comes to animation, but looking at the logistics of animation, and the character doesn't have the same dimensions, so they would have to completely rig everything differently. And I think that they had this trailer done with one model, but didn't actually plan for the whole movie to feature that model and switched it for a PR stunt. I think it was a marketing ploy, because anyone would read that and think it's disgusting. Okay, and I think like they got like the new model out within like a month. So I personally think that they had the model already prepared and just wanted to get reactions from people, because that's what it did. Let's be real. If that original model didn't come out, the movie wouldn't nearly have got as many views on its trailer, and thus spreading it to people.
That's a pretty good theory.
That is actually, that is a pretty interesting theory, I think.
Yeah, I never thought about that ever. I mean, like, honestly, I thought it was just messed up. Like, I think everyone just thought it messed up, really. But yeah, that was a really good theory, actually. I'm really intrigued by that. And then, yeah, I mean, like, again, it just goes back into the effort that put in nowadays. Because if you go back to, I mean, like, I think you know what I'm going to say here.
No.
The Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh.
I think one of the reasons why that movie didn't do too well is because the lack of effort that was put into it. Personally, now I don't know if the creators just didn't have the rights to do it properly, or they just decided, you know what, let's just do it our own way, but keep the core of Mario and Luigi. I don't know what.
Different.
I really have no idea. I mean, it's just everything. I mean, like, I think also trying to like bring the Mario world into reality was a bad move. Just because, like, literally, like, the Goombas were like bodyguards, like human bodyguards, and we all know that Goombas in Mario games is pathetic and worthless. Like, one jump will kill them. Whereas in this movie, they were like absolute units of people.
They didn't even try. Like, I refuse to believe that. I wouldn't be surprised if the person who wrote the script and designed the characters had never even played a Mario game before.
Yeah, I mean, like, it looks obvious. I mean, like, I think it was either Cooper or Yoshi was in the movie, and they just looked.
Oh, not Yoshi.
Yeah, no, they just ruined Yoshi. No,
boy.
Yoshi just looks like Barf. He looked like Barf, I think. It just didn't look good at all. I think there's a reason why I haven't tried to do a Mario movie since then. It's because I wanted it so badly.
It's going to be animated if they do one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You see Bowser's design.
Oh yeah,
I don't like the tongue.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I understand. Mario and Luigi. Yes. Okay.
Fair enough.
You've really done something wrong. But yeah, Yoshi is a dinosaur, like an actual dinosaur. But like, what I don't understand is why are like the Goombas, like, and you said this before, they're just like, first their head looks like a reptile, and like, granted, it does look like a Goomba face, okay, but why does it have like this massive bodybuilder-esque physique and its head's tiny? It's just so weird. It's so weird.
Oh man. But
I
yeah,
just don't get. Look,
I mean, like, I'm trying to think. I mean, like, off the top of my head, like, has there been like other like bad video game movies that I can think of?
the Tomb Raider movie
I didn't watch that. That's a
That wasn't good. No, that was not good at all.
had potential because I could see how Tomb Raider could actually make a good movie.
If it wasn't based off a game, people wouldn't have known it was a game because it literally does just like
It's just like generic.
an action adventure movie. Yeah.
I mean, like, didn't they make Assassin's Creed into like a TV show or a film or something?
No, they made Assassin's Creed a movie, and that was like really bad.
So yeah,
I think we've come to consensus that the only good video game movies was
The most recent ones.
Pikachu and Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, which I think is interesting because I think they're finally figuring out how to actually make good video game movies. And the other thing is that even before this, movies rather about a specific video game, I think failed pretty hard. But movies about video games in general, like Pixels or more recently Ready Player One, actually did pretty well. So
They were good movies.
I don't know specifically why making movies around a specific game was failing so hard, while movies about video games in general were actually doing really well. But I think a lot of people actually want to see video game movies succeed after all of the failure that there's been in the last few decades, and I think that the Sonic movie and Detective Pikachu are actually a great step in that direction.
absolutely.
I do have a few more bad
Okay.
gaming movies. You have the Hitman one, you have the Warcraft, and then you have the OG Mortal Kombat movie.
That's it.
I feel like.
I'm sorry.
like-
You go.
I
think-
enjoyed Warcraft.
Did you?
That is just because I've never played Warcraft, so you know it just looked
Yeah.
like a B-Tech Lord of the Rings to me.
One thing that I've sort of realized is certain franchises that are more cinematic in their gameplay work as movies. Like Sonic has always been about like sort of the spectacle. Like, and I think it's a reason why a lot of Sonic Adventure isn't as well. Like, it's still fun, but it's why sort of Sonic games, like modern Sonic games, don't age amazingly because it's all about the graphics, the spectacle. And I think putting that into a movie worked well. And Pokemon, the recent games like Sword and Shield, is incredible.
Mediocre.
Like, not the game. The game is not good, but like the stadium, like how it's sort of like a massive event, and I think the animation's good. Like, we'll just ignore the fact that the game itself is incredibly easy and a complete pushover. But like, take the ideas that Sword and Shield brought and use them in a movie. I think it's incredible.
Well, speaking of Pokemon, I don't think Pokemon media-wise, like films, animes, is never bad. I think that's the game series being consistently good outside of games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think.
Pokemon anime was my childhood.
I mean, like, I think. Is it bold to say that I reckon like there were more Pokemon fans because of the anime, or would you say it's like?
Yeah, no, that's definitely it. If you were on Cartoon Network back in 2013 and then you were watching the X and Y series, that got you hooked on Pokemon. I don't know about yourselves. Just Gen 4.
Oh yeah. I personally myself grew up with the Unova show and the Kanto show.
Oh, Black and White.
We
Well, the Indigo League.
Yeah, Indigo League. And Johto as well.
I like every Pokemon. The only Pokemon like anime I will refuse to watch is Sun and Moon. They completely butchered Ash.
Well, he has a mustache. I refuse to believe it's not. He doesn't even look like Ash. What did they do? He just looks like. Did they get like his face like steamrolled? Because he just looks flat. Like his face is just a flat pancake.
And plus, I don't like the games, so I don't really want to see them turn into me. The games were like my least favorite Pokemon.
And of course, it's in the Aloha region, where Ash actually manages to get his act together and win a tournament.
Yeah, it would be the one we don't want to watch that he wins. Did you watch Rampage?
Yes.
I did not know that was based off of.
Have you never played Rampage before?
No.
Rampage was my childhood. I didn't play it, but my mum's friends' daughters had it, and I was so bad. But I have many memories of that, and I'm still trying to track down a copy because I definitely don't encourage piracy, and I would never emulate that. But it's based on a defunct game series. Like the idea of Rampage works well in a movie, I guess.
Big monsters work very well in movies. Like I watched Godzilla, and that was a really good movie because you just watch it and see big monsters fight each other and bash each other about.
That's the point. Yeah, that's the whole.
It's a legit it. You don't watch it for the humans.
Exactly.
CGI fights.
The 15 minutes of the whole 2-hour movie.
Yeah, that's it.
I thought of another good movie which I think has just generalizes video games in general, the first Wreck-It Ralph film.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. First one.
Now the reason why I said the first one is because that's more actual video games, as in arcade games, whereas the second one was more
internet.
More internet or tablet games, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. They didn't try in the second one.
Mm-mm.
The first one really had a good story that's enjoyable
Good characters.
both for people and young people. Good characters, real characters, not
good voice actors.
Everything was good. And in the second movie, they just made a slightly better version of the Emoji Movie. They should have kept it arcade based, kept it in the real games. I like the way different characters traveled through the cables in the first game, and there was lore behind it. In the second game, or a second movie, sorry, they completely negated the fact. Besides the really start where they were you can't leave your own game, two incredibly important characters have been missing from the arcade for a week. They just didn't care, all for the steering wheel because Ralph broke it. It was the movie was just disgustingly crap. It is awful. I can't watch it without just wanting to watch Wreck-It Ralph 1.
Yeah, I think the second one did relatively well in terms of sales, but I definitely didn't like it nearly as much as the first one. It lost all of the charm that it had.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Matt, did me and you go watch the second one?
No. We have an awkward personal story. We literally saw the movie the same day, but with different people, and we saw each other on the bus. Do you not remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Very awkward.
Yeah, this was must have been 3.5 years ago.
Well, yeah, and Wreck-It Ralph breaks in. That came out 20.
Yeah, okay. No, it was a movie too that I wanted to go and see, wasn't it?
That was
okay. But that's
we're not film field.
Yeah.
Films.
But yeah, honestly, I think. But yeah, I mean, I think video game movies are definitely improving as they go on. But that's just because the effort and the research is going into making good plots, making sure that that they stay true to the games while also elementing new and fresh ideas.
Mm-hmm. I agree fully.
Yeah, they have more respect for the craft.
Exactly. Oh, I remember how on my film and TV coursework back in September, October, I think I don't know what I had to right about exactly, but like I think it was like an example of like a bad film, and like why, and like the reasons why it was terrible, and then I think I remember writing about Mario Bros. Movie, just because it was the first one that came in my head. But honestly, I think we're done unless anyone has any other things to contribute to this topic.
No.
The Hitman movie was terrible. Really bad. I mean, the character isn't even bald. He's just got a shaved head. How can you portray Agent 47 like that?
Disgusting.
Didn't know there was a Far Cry movie. I'm just looking at stuff now.
There's a Far Cry movie.
Yeah, there's a Far Cry movie. There's a Resident Evil movie. I knew that.
Oh yeah.
There's a Tekken movie. Well, when you talk about Tomb Raider, what did you on about like the original OG Tomb Raider movie?
Both.
There's also the Doom movie, which is terrible.
Yep. I think it's safe to say games that are cartoonish, but games that are cartoonish and spectacle is part of the games work better as movies than, I don't know, Tekken. Who thought that would be a good idea? It's literally why would you make that into a movie? It's like someone making a Smash Bros. Movie. That'd actually be really cool. It's like Subspace Emissary, but it's an actual show.
Oh, that would slap different. Oh.
Okay, Thomas, calm down.
Yeah, I did not mean it. No, that word. Oh god. Okay. Hi, Matt. Do you guys have anything to talk about, really?
I just want to talk. Well, it's not really a big topic, but as I was just mentioning before, Pac-Man 99, Tetris 99.
Oh, yeah.
Making classic series that are like ancient at this point, just making them battle royales and how it works so well. Mario's 35. I know, Thomas, you played a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't much to say about it. I just wanted to mention it because it's crazy that Pac-Man's going to have 100 other players to go against. How is that going to work? I should watch the trailer, but I don't know. I'm not playing Tetris. Tetris sucks.
From what I can imagine, I'm assuming that it's probably going to be like a bigger map than normal.
A giant, giant
huge. And actually, how would that work? I mean, like
I'm gonna watch the trailer now and just point things out quickly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Pac-Man 99.
I'm gonna take a look at it.
It is. What you do is it's pretty much a Super Mario Bros. 35. Like if you ghost or something, it passes a ghost on to another player. Extra ghost or something, just making it harder.
I was just assuming
it's not how I expected them to execute it.
I was assuming it sort of be like, do you know that my favorite Minecraft game mode, like that disease one?
What murder mystery?
Infected, yeah. I thought it could be like that in a way where like obviously you have like your 99 players and like one.
Imagine one person being Pac-Man and then the extra 99 people ghosts trying to get you.
Or like vice versa.
So scared. Yeah, or vice versa.
So
that should be more. That was a brilliant idea, Thomas. Having one ghost infect the whole lobby to win.
And also, do you know on Fortnite that had 50v50?
Yeah.
As well.
Mate, alright, that is a topic for another day. Fortnite is terrible. It's a brilliant game 3 years ago.
Yeah. But
I think a really good game.
Take a turn.
Hive, do you have a topic to talk about?
I just really want to quickly, very short. It's gonna take less than 5 minutes, unless something comes up. But I want to touch on the sort of ideas for a new Nintendo console. What do you guys? What do you guys think will be coming? And two, what do you hope comes?
I think They need to do this, otherwise, the online is just not going to be people. They're going to introduce parties, and I don't know. they're going to continue the trend. There's no. They're not going to. I think just a hybrid for the Switch works so well, but they're not going to copy the Switch. I just want to be able to play with Thomas, not having to be calling him on my phone.
Yeah.
I can just be in parties, and also have an actual mic that works with the console. Headphone jack. Why would you play Switch handheld with headphones?
Like, I think for what you get, like, obviously, every online, I'd say, is a bit more expensive than it should be, besides Game Pass, but I wouldn't even count that. But for example, PS Plus, for 50 quid, 40 quid, bounces between that price, different years, different times, it costs different. Let's just say £45. You can get full online functionality on incredible servers and free games. How much does a Switch Online membership cost? I know it's cheap.
£20 for a year.
I was going to say.
It's
not bad.
I don't think it's
not bad, but
online connection.
No, I think it's like 19, 18.
Yeah, I think it's like £18. So it's cheap. So
I was just rounding it up.
Yeah.
It's cheap, but like, I'd rather spend 30 more quid on free
Xbox,
game and actually being able to play with my friends. Like, I remember playing Smash Bros. All of us had perfect Wi-Fi, which I usually would have gotten like 15 ping when I was playing on my PS4. But on my Switch, I was playing Smash Bros. And I was lagging so much. Like, Switch is not built for online play.
No.
It really is not. Like,
not yet, anyways.
Awful. Like the Wii, people's private servers on the Wii has better online services than Nintendo on their latest console. Private servers run by 2 people have less ping with higher numbers of people on Mario Kart Wii than Nintendo with hundreds of people working for them with expensive servers on their newest console with their newest Mario Kart, which is absolutely outrageous. And I refuse to believe that there's nothing they can do. I refuse to believe that. I think that they know people are going to spend money anyway, and they're not going to invest money in improving the service.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, as you were talking about PlayStation Plus and online, like, the Ultimate Game Pass is amazing. You get 300 games. Well, it's more than 300 because you get EA Play. You also get online. It provides more than the Switch. I don't even know what to say. I just don't like Switch Online. It just makes us angry. I still paid the price tag for online just because you have to.
I paid it for 1 year and stopped straight away.
It's only good for playing retro games with Thomas.
That is its only use, is playing. Now, the only reason I buy it is for SNES Online and NES.
Yeah.
That's it.
NES Baseball, Thomas.
I remember playing NES Tennis with my friend.
NES sports games are so good.
Yeah, no, surprised me well, actually. It's quite good. And one thing, though, Switch Online, if they brought online co-op play.
I know you're getting Donkey Kong 64 straight off the bat. I know you were doing that.
I love the N64, man. It's really fun.
I think we'll get a Game Boy one.
Yeah, probably will. I'd like a GBA one.
Well, I have one where it has like all the Game Boy, so it's like Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance just merged into one.
Mm-hmm. That's
just Game Boy. Just call it Game Boy.
Yeah.
But I think for what Nintendo need to do for a new console, first of all, Mario Kart 9, obviously.
Well, I didn't know we were talking about games.
Well, I mean, like, I don't see why not. But,
well, I don't know. Listen.
But I don't know why. I mean, like this is gonna sound weird to use, but I think I can just see like the next like Nintendo console like being a handheld. I don't know why. Just because like since like they brought the Switch Lite out, which is like primarily like mostly like a handheld, you could say, because you got like
It's only a handheld.
yeah. So like I don't know why I can see it being a handheld.
Yeah, like
No reason.
I think as cool as the hybrid design is, it doesn't take away from the fact that the Nintendo Switch is a portable console that can be played on a screen. Like it gives you a home console experience, but at its core, it is a portable system. It is the strength of a portable system. And honestly, I think that is holding Nintendo back. Like obviously, they've basically been outmatched in specs every single generation ever, which is fine. You don't need to have amazing specs. Look at the Wii. Like you don't need amazing specs, but things like I'm just gonna take cross-platform games for example. Fortnite. I played Fortnite when it first came out on the Nintendo Switch. It actually
looks
looks
ugly.
worse than the mobile version. And I feel like if Nintendo brought a home console out and a portable, it'll maybe keep the Switch Lite line sort of going, but get rid of the docking ability and put your new technology into making a really, really good home console that can help get better games out to the public.
Yeah. I mean, like I think for Nintendo's new console, I mean, I think honestly I can see it being like another maybe 4 or 5 years before another one comes out. Just because the Switch is still doing really well sales wise, and all the main games on the Switch again also still selling well. And
Still think 2025.
yeah, I mean like, which I think I think for me as a Mario Kart fan, I think that could be quite bad because like it's going to be like nearly a whole decade without like a new Mario Kart game like a proper one, which could be bad for like the series. But I just can't see there being like a new console like a new home console at least for like another 4 or 5 years. Personally,
It could be either good for Mario Kart series or like incredibly good or incredibly bad for the series, because I feel like Mario Kart 9 is going to sell best in the series if it comes out later.
Just well, fingers
Because
crossed.
everyone wants one. Everyone wants Mario Kart 9.
They do, and also, if they don't add. If they don't add Waluigi to Smash Ultimate, then they've got to bring him in for Smash 6 or Smash 7, whatever. No, it's Smash 6, yeah.
I'm just saying, Smash 6 when it comes out, if it comes out on the new console, I'm just gonna pitch my idea. Smash Bandicoot. I don't know. Smash Bros. World.
Yes.
I think that would be cool. Like there's parts. It's like Subspace Emissary, but like modernized into a proper game with the fighting elements too. I think it'd be cool.
Like, I think they tried to do that with World of Light. It just didn't really work for me.
So it's not cinematic. It's just fights. There's no levels. It's just fights.
Yeah, it's just really boring. But I think if you like combine them all together, you could have probably like one of the greatest adventure modes ever seen in video game history.
Personally.
Just
give up Space Part 2, please. Like, come on.
Yeah, so I mean like
it was amazing.
Yeah, and I love Subspace Emissary. I mean, like, I think in my opinion, that's the only reason why it's keeping Brawl as my favorite Smash Bros game. It's just because of the Emissary alone.
Yeah, Brawl's my favorite too.
Amish, have you got any ideas?
I think that Nintendo should really go all in. Well, for one thing, they need to have a better online experience than the Switch is offering. And it's been this way for a while, like you guys were saying, where Nintendo's been behind on specs for every generation, but they usually make up for it with their innovative tech. But at this point, why can't they do both? Like, it's such a huge company, and technology is so advanced at this point, you'd think that they could have really good specs and also innovate something. Like, I don't understand why they still have to choose one or the other, especially when it's going to be probably a few years before a new console releases.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I want a Nintendo console that can support RTX. That would be insane.
I actually want to see that. Yeah.
I personally think Nintendo's next console will be the N64 Classic,
That's a good shout. Yeah.
and I think that'll be coming Christmas this year.
Ooh, prediction.
Predict-
No, the thing is, all right. I'm gonna sound like a right hypocrite here. Well, not hypocrite, but like I'm gonna look like so stupid here. But like I have criticized the N64 throughout the roof. But the thing is, if they brought out the N64 Classic, I would still buy it because I'm just that much of a sucker.
I don't know
Die
why,
hard Nintendo fans.
but I just have a love for early 3D games and how crap they can be, but how good they can be at the same time. Like, imagine
Banjo-Kazooie.
where's Band?
There's a... Where's... No one wants a nuts and bolts. Everyone just wants Banjo free.
To be fair though, I did like the graphics of Nuts and Bolts. Not a lot of people did, but anyway.
I don't like the model, but I like the the textures update and everything. Just why does the model have to be so square?
Got a thick head.
It's not modern. It just looks stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Just have Smash Banjo as the model, and then that's perfect. Like completely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that's everything for this podcast. With you know what? We're at 46 minutes. We've done well.
Surprising.
Yeah.
I'm very shocked. But like honestly, I mean like, I think what I felt about this podcast in particular is that like it just flowed. Like I think our whole conversations just flowed into like subtopics, which is how it's gone to. Yeah,
We needed that though.
oh, yeah, we definitely did. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this podcast. This is our 6th one, I believe. Yeah, it is. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to watch. Also, like to thank Matt, Hive, and Ambience for joining me once again. It's been great fun.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's gonna be it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.